guys, it's me, Estella. Since the new year is right around the corner, I figured why not make a video about productivity / planning. Since everyone wants to start making new resolutions and become a new person once the new year comes, so why not make a video about it? So today I'm just gonna talk about how to be productive, how to improve your productivity, things like that, at least based on what I've experienced. So yeah, I guess let's get into the video. Okay, so first of all, let's talk a little bit, like for 30 seconds, about my experience with planning and productivity. I have this problem where I'm kind of a perfectionist. I constantly want to create like the perfect plan, and if anything goes wrong, then it's kind of like abort the mission, where I'll just like completely give up and the whole day is wasted. So I used to do that a lot, but I've kind of figured out a way to fight that. But basically I would make insane lists where I would have like this ideal day. I'd have like 50 things that I'd do, and then I'd make like a minute by minute schedule of the whole day. And if anything went off that, I would just kind of get discouraged from that and feel like a failure, and then I wouldn't do anything the rest of the day. And it would just keep going like that, which would make me feel more like a failure as the days would go by, and then I would procrastinate even more because I would feel like a failure. And it's just like a really bad downward spiral, basically. So I figured out a way how to not have that happen and how to actually be productive without going into random downward spirals and hating yourself. So so the way that I do that is I basically learned how to prioritize and not be perfectionist. So the way I do that is like I try to set up 3 things, maximum 5 things that I want to do in the day, so not 50. And then so I set up them in order of priority. So I have like number 1. So for instance, let's say that it's a school day, so number 1 would be prepare for stats test. Number 2 would be work on physics project. Number 3 would be finish English essay, something like that. Obviously number 1 would be stats test, like if I have it the next day, and then 2 and 3, so on. So then after I've done that, I use the Pomodoro Method. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically where you set up a timer for 25 minutes and you work on something for 25 minutes, and you have to be 100% focused. So you can't, be checking your email during that 25 minutes. You have to be doing exactly what you set yourself to do. So that would mean like you have to turn off your phone basically in your computer so you don't get distracted. You can't like get up and get a glass of water. It has to be the whole time for those 25 minutes you're doing what you set out to do. And then you just work on your project basically, or whatever you put down on your to-do list to do. Yeah, so you basically do that for 25 minutes, and then once you're done, you take like a 5-minute break, and then you start the 25 minutes again, and you keep doing it until you're done with that number 1 task. And so I actually would do like little layouts for myself where I would basically be doing that, but I actually 2 weeks ago found a planner that does exactly that. So I'm using it now. But yeah, so it's actually a really cool planner. It's called the Productivity Planner. And by the way, this is like totally, I wish that I was sponsored, but this is like, I'm not even kidding. This is like, for me, it's actually working out pretty well so far. It's called the Productivity Planner. So yeah, I just basically use it. I'm not gonna like give a huge review. It just has like some cool quotes and stuff, and like you're supposed to write about how your week was and how you can improve. So it's basically like a way to self-improve. And this is what the inside of it looks like. You can just see that there's like, on the inside they have like number 1, most important task of the day, secondary tasks, and then additional tasks. And then they actually use the Pomodoro Method, so you can actually write down how many times you did the 25-minute sessions and bubble them in basically. And then you can just write down at the end of the day your productivity score out of 10, and basically rate yourself how productive you were, and then basically learn from your mistakes. So I just thought it was a really cool thing to show you guys. I wish that someone had shown this to me a year ago. So in case any of you guys are having the same struggles that I talked about in the beginning of this video, I definitely recommend checking that out. And then also, I found this cool thing in a store. I forgot which one it was, like a week ago, where basically I always would use my phone to track the 25 minutes, but this is basically like a little timer, and it doesn't have to be for 25 minutes if it doesn't work for you, but yeah, so I just do 30-minute increments instead of 25 because this one doesn't have 25. I just think it's cooler than using your phone because it's more adorable. But it's just like this little cube, and it has so it has 0 on top if you don't want it to have. It's like a timer basically. So it has 5 minutes. So if you want to do 5 minutes, you just kind of like turn it over like this, and then it sets for 5 minutes. So yeah, and then you just turn it over onto whichever side you want it to be, and it'll set up. So right now it's for 30 minutes. But yeah, it'll just set up for whatever time it says on the cube. Yeah, so those are just like some 2 cool things that I found related to productivity. But basically that's kind of how I recommend being productive. It's to kind of prioritize your day and not be like me, where you have like a million tasks and then you freak out because you see this ginormous pile of things you have to do, and then you just completely procrastinate because it's way too much for you. And also another thing is to turn off your phone, turn off your computer, and just stay focused and use those 25-minute Pomodoro increments because I personally have found them really useful. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful and helpful, especially for the new year. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.